Okay, before we start this then, I just want to say the proportions. You guys do know artists love making certain areas of a character bigger. Those hands are massive. What the? No, seriously, that hand can like grab a man's face, and because it's Dimitri, you could probably crush the face too. I wasn't looking that closely, but I think the art looks good. But you are right; some proportions look a bit iffy.
I mean, Dimitri is the man that could literally break a spear with his bare hands.
Okay, well, makes sense. Oh, he looks small. Oh, huh. If you guys ever been in a weight room, certain people look small because their proportions don't make sense. Like they're really bulky, small. Like no, not necessarily small, but like they're average size. But then they're bulky, and then at a distance they look kind of like they're really small. And then you realize, oh wait, they're normal sized. I think this is one of those cases.
Are they referring to like his anime size or like proportions?
As I think it's just as how he looks. I don't know. You would expect him to be taller. Isn't Dimitri the tallest of the three houses student leaders, especially after Academy arc?
If we're talking about pre-time,
wait, isn't he the second tallest student? Period. No, after post. Because I think he's huge.
Hubert's pretty tall, but I think Dimitri is relatively tall compared to all the other students at that time.
No, I'm saying post. I'm pretty sure he's the second tallest student, guys. Oh, he's third? Okay. Oh, so, okay, this is weird because Legion pointed out this is the original Fire Emblem Three Houses character designer. So this is actual legitimate art.
It is the OG artist, but
Yeah.
did something about that
No, that's what I'm
artist so
saying.
offsetting his B art looked so much more polished Teemo.
Yeah. Well, his attack art looks a lot more polished. I'm kind of confused about that. Anyways, whatever. I think the art is fine. It's just it's
it's good.
It's good.
It's really good.
It just feels a bit off, which is weird because it's the actual artist, man. All right. Anyways, let's start going over this hero. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I was saying that it probably looks weird in perspective, you know, when it comes to like the Fae artist and stuff like that. So it really stands out.
Wait, let me go back. Oh man,
Yep.
this is gonna be some sick attack art, guys. That is actually pretty badass. Okay, I know it's not an art review yet. The fierceness. Look at his one eye. Oh my god.
You literally took the words out of my mouth.
This is amazing. Okay. Savior King. Okay. So, this is easily one of the most broken heroes in the game, guys. The fact that they need to show off, like, the entire battle. Well, it's not the entire battle, but multiple phases of the battle. That's rare. They did that on purpose to demonstrate what makes him super good and all the little extra functionalities he provides. So, he gets attacked. He didn't take 16 damage. He has damage reduction in his lance. Also, that is the most... That his normal attack is like Astra on other heroes, you guys know. Like, you guys noticed that, right? Like, extra shots. They also demonstrated his extra movement thanks to his C-slot skill. So he's an infantry, but he's moving 3 slots. Okay, this is seriously weird. He should be, like, way taller than Byleth. Okay. Anyways. Start from...
One of the things that...
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to start from the top, but go ahead.
I was just mentioning, so considering his C skill getting a little early with it, do you think it would be inheritable to ranged infantry or specifically melee infantry?
I think it would be melee infantry only. Otherwise, it gets a bit ridiculous. Here's the thing, guys. A ranged hero already covers 4 spaces. 4 spaces. That's a lot. If you give them 1 extra space, it goes from 4 to 5. And you might think that's not too crazy, but if you once you reach 5 spaces, you're basically in like ether rates or whatever. You're basically covering virtually everything. You're acting as a cav, a ranged cav hero essentially. But here's the thing: ranged cav heroes have a penalty on their BSTs. They have a penalty on which skills they can use. If Odd Tempest actually just works straight up on mages, this could cause a lot of issues for people. Now it's every other turn, I get it, but still, odd numbered turns lines up with say I mean, it could be good for the player as well, but it could be really bad because odd number turns lines up to your Volt Tower. That's turn 3. It could line up with timings with your dual skills and whatnot. It could really mess things up. But that's also one of the reasons why he's going to be really interesting in terms of... I don't really think people will fodder him off for Odd Tempest, but he's going to be really interesting in Ether Raid's defense teams and offense teams because of Odd Tempest.
Exactly. He's going to be powerful with that skill, and even if for whatever reason you choose not to use that skill, his stats and his skills with Atrocity are already doing a lot of impact on the field by itself alone.
Yep. Does damage reduction stack? Says Edelgard Simp. I'm all.
Imagine Lysithea with Odd Tempest if you can make up for not having times pull slow.
Ooh. Yeah. I will wait on to see if Odd Tempest actually provides everything we think it will provide. I'm gonna bet it doesn't work on range heroes, because if it does work on range heroes, that could get a bit iffy. But we'll see. Because yeah.
I was just gonna say, if for whatever crazy reason, since if Odd Tempest was
Infantry
just
line
straight up
incoming
just
kappa.
for all infantry, oh yeah, infantry line. Since if Odd Tempest actually was available for ranged infantry, the most oppressive units, for example, Legendary Crom, or even units that are used in Ether Raid's defense, would be the best units to use it and probably break the game even more than it already is.
Yep. The other thing I wanted to mention, guys, Odd Tempest, because it's odd turns, lines up exactly with the Volt Tower. The reason this is significant is because Dimitri might actually be the best Galeforcer hero in the game. Maybe. The reason why is because his... How do you say his weapon's name? I don't want to keep butchering this.
The name of the weapon's called Aaron Bar.
Okay. I think you said Air Banana or something.
Well, it autocorrect to reindeer, so it was dumb.
Oh, okay.
But...
Air Reindeer Bar. Okay. Air Reindeer Bar. Accelerate special trigger count -1. That is huge. You need that to essentially enable all these Galeforce heroes. Because even if they can't counterattack, say they're a range hero and you're attacking them, as long as you get 2 shots in with a heavy blade, bam, bam, triggers. Galeforce triggers. So that's already really, really ideal. Additionally, at start combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, attack speed, defense rolls +5. That helps give him a better chance of triggering that heavy blade and helps him double. So that's really, really impressive. And of course, damage reduction. And you know how stupid that is? He has both damage reduction and extra stats to defense and res. Come on.
He's going to be even bulkier than most people anticipate him for.
Yep. Jeez. This is... Oh my... I think this might be the best dual phase hero, but we'll get to it. Because the way I see it, offensive and defensively, he's capable of tanking so much, except for mages. Green mages will slaughter him. Even red mages can slaughter him. But if they're physical, oh boy, you're in for a grind fest. You can't fight him straight up, especially if you're trying to bait him. And we'll get through it.
Going back to the Gale forcing.
Yep.
Gale forcing was what you were mentioning. Say for the sacred slot that you gave him Flashing Blade, and for his A slot you replace it with the what was the one unit? Brigid? Yeah, the one with like the defensive and speed boosting. Do you think you'd be able to pull off Gale Force really easy with that build?
I think he pulls it off really easily, because here's the thing. I think he actually might hit too damn hard for Gale Force, because Atrocity boosts damage by 25% of units attack, which means if you actually keep sturdy impact, I think you hit a bit too hard. But that does open things up to just go straight up Heavy Blade 4. If you go Heavy Blade 4 in his A slot, you do that 5 extra damage as well. And actually, that might be... This guy might actually want like Fortress Defense res or something in his A slot, because his attack might be too high.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But
what about solos instead?
Yeah, solos would also work, because here's the thing, guys. He's essentially like, with 3 movement, he can get into the battle really quickly. 3 movement Galeforce heroes, as a reminder, would be like Tibarn, for example. Both Tibarns are really good on that. Or Eliwood. Those are all excellent Galeforce heroes. I think Dimitri might do it even better because he has a much better defensive attribute to him. But he also sets up for your other Wings of Mercy heroes because Atrocity, after combat, inflicts attack, speed, defense, res -5, and special cooldown charge +1 on targets and foes within 2 spaces of targets for the next actions. In other words, dropping this all... Do you know how unfair that is? That's basically like an all smoke, right? Debuff every stat. And it's also pulse smoke. Like, if they have an instant special ready, bam, it's gone. You gotta charge it up now. Atrocity does everything. Extra damage, debuffing, and removes their specials. How's that even fair?
Yeah, it's pretty busted. Considering if it wasn't Galeforce and you just wanted to go pure damage, considering he's all damage, do you think he could run something like Glimmer, like, effectively?
I don't think he needs it. I think this may be the hardest hitting hero in the game. And I think by the way, to put in perspective, I think the hardest hitting hero in the game before was like pretty close. I think it was Valentian Catria and then Brave Alm. I think those were the heaviest hitting heroes in the game because they had special attributes to them to amplify damage, right? Sense Kill on Brave Alm, Catria's weapon, they both amplified damage. Now, with that said, I think Atrocity does it even better than both of them. So, he might be the hardest hitting.
Free.
Yeah. So, guys, yeah, with all that said, you guys keep mentioning this, so I just want to address it right now. Do you seriously want to remove Atrocity? Because you guys are talking about running double damage reduction, right? Run Spurn or something in his B slot instead. Now, if you do that, it's not 40% plus 40%. It's not 80% damage reduction. It is 40% times 1, and then the remainder, which is 0.6 times 0.4. In total, you get 56% damage reduction, I think. Unless I'm mathing it wrong.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
I'm pretty sure it's something around... Or is it 51? I don't know. I'm doing this off the top of my head. It's in the 50s range. Now, it's really impressive because you're literally having the damage you're taking, which also means if you have color disadvantage, whoop-de-doo, it doesn't matter anymore. You're not taking, you're taking less damage than that. Even if they somehow had effective damage against Dimitri, I mean, he's infantry, that's not really likely, and if they did, it's probably young Sheeta, and in that case, it's red versus blue. You get the point. It's not going to be, it doesn't really matter. But even if they did have such a thing, if you reduce half the damage, okay, they do 1.5x damage because it's effective, it's now 75% damage. What I'm saying is Dimitri essentially just overwhelms, it's ridiculous. But he overwhelms, if he did do that, he overwhelms any kind of disadvantage possible. He just fights through it, straight up.
Considering the possibility of a double Spurn or whatever type of build that you're running, do you think if they are running a skill like that, let's say they foddered the third unit in the banner, basically Fallen Corrin, for attack speed solo 4 to him, and ran something like, say, Soul or something like that, do you think he'd be able to be an effective god tank?
Here's the thing. I don't know if he needs to tank, but yes, he's a great tank. Because it's special trigger cooldown -1, because this guy hits so ridiculously hard, because he has damage reduction, if you simply just run Noontime on him, guys, they hit him, he probably one-shots them, and because he hits so hard, it was one shot, even though Noontime doesn't heal like a crazy amount, like it's 30%, it's not 50% like Soul. Doesn't matter. If he hits that hard, he's gonna fully heal. Practically, because I feel like he can he can push off the damage. His only weakness is if he's fighting a hero who's a green mage and hits really hard. So think of it like a Brave Celica, a Thracier. I think those heroes can still stop him in his tracks, but that's his legitimately only weakness. I think everybody else is going to struggle to take him on.
Makes sense.
Yeah, someone just mentioned it. DC plus Noontime plus Spurn is already a really good... He doesn't need Pulse Smoke, guys. He has Pulse Smoke in his B slot. You're probably better off running Panic Smoke, because that way it's literally every possible smoke, right? Attack, speed, defense, res -5, so that's attack smoke, speed smoke, defense smoke, res smoke, special cooldown count +1, pulse smoke. And if you run Panic Smoke on him, he literally does every possible smoke in the game upon one battle. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you replace Atrocity with Spurn, then yes, you would probably still prefer to run Pulse Smoke in the C slot. And that way you have changed him from one of the hardest hitting heroes in the game to one of the most tanky heroes in the game by having double damage reduction. and he still hits pretty damn hard because Aerial Bar still gives you +5 to all stats. So
Yeah.
if you pair him up with Flame and you get another further 30% damage reduction, can someone do the math? If I do the math, I'm gonna stay quiet for like a minute and a half trying to figure it all out. But it would be 1 times 0.6, then 0.6 times 0.6, and then it'd be whatever remainder times 0.3, and then you just add all that up and you get the damage reduction. But yeah, I don't want to do it right now.
Yeah, I'd leave the math to somebody else who could calculate it real quick. Considering that most people would leave most of, if not all of the base kit, is it possible for, for the crazy people to run Atrocity but not run the main weapon? Do you think it's possible?
I would not suggest it. I think his weapon is crazy. Damage reduction in the weapon, I don't see what you could possibly get to like beat that. And it's also a sling effect. If he didn't have a sling effect, I can kind of see it. But because he has a sling effect, I see absolutely no reason to replace it. This is a hero, guys, that I would not change very much on. If you want to go crazy and make him the true Omni tank by having the most insane damage reduction amount in the game, but by running Spurn, I can understand replacing the beast scale. But his weapon, I can't see a single weapon that you would prefer more. Now,
oh wait,
huh?
Wait, no, I know the perfect weapon.
No,
okay. So
no,
you give him
no.
DC, and then you give him Xander's Carrot, and it's perfect. It's the perfect weapon for him.
What is this? Your second time on stream and you're trying to get yourself booted. Strone.
No, it's look, he healed 4 HP. That's like a lot,
Okay, great. This is someone pointed out this is cosmic brain now. All right. But yeah.
Well, there's really nothing you can do to make him even better than he already is. He's basically top tier.
He is top tier.
Another month. Another streak.
Zeno, welcome back. Thank you so much, dude. All right, chat. This is a hero that I think can do literally anything and everything. He can do whatever he wants. As I mentioned before, by replacing his beast slot skill or even keeping it, you can make him a great Omni tank. All you got to do in that situation is drop his A slot for DC, and then change his special to like noontime or something. Now you got a tank that takes a hit, one-shots his opponents, heals up a shit ton. Very, very powerful tank. Huge damage reduction, huge extra stats, huge debuffing on his enemy team. But you can turn that around and make him one of the best Galeforce heroes in the game. Because
doing the math using 40 damage of base his PRF plus Spurn plus Caduceus staff, I get 4 damage. So 10 of original.
What? Okay, but yeah, if you give him Galeforce, guys, with Heavy Blade, he attacks, Galeforce triggers, he attacks. Well, then, no, he doesn't attack yet because he debuffs everybody, takes away their specials, and then now he can keep attacking. And any hero that's Wings of Mercy, that might actually be the only issue. He might take so little damage that no other hero can Wings of Mercy in to support him on the Galeforce team. But he's too ahead of his time, guys, is what I'm saying. If he in fact takes enough damage to get to 50% HP, he only has 40 HP anyways, so it's not that much damage. But if he can take that damage, then he can trigger Wings of Mercy, and then it works better. This is one of the heroes that I think is too goddamn good. Doesn't take enough damage to trigger Wings of Mercy, and therefore shoots himself in the foot and makes it so that he's actually not the best Galeforce hero. But if he could take enough damage, 100% best Galeforce hero.
Since we're considering Atrocity as being this big debuffing field with other effects for it, do you think one of the heroes that possibly uses the debuffing factors into their weapons, like type of thing, what type of partners would be a great teammate with Dimitri in sense?
So here's the thing, because of how good Dimitri is defensively, and let's be frank, guys, how often do you guys see in Ether Raids, how often do you see people use Green Mages in Ether Raids defense teams? Outside of Thrasher, I would say almost nobody. I maybe have seen like a Brave Celica, but again, she's not ideal because she can't get a blessing. But outside of Thrasher, as long as you don't set him up against Thrasher, I think they really struggle to stop him, which makes him. And in terms of like, if you use him on Ether Raid's defense, how often do you see green mages being used offensively? I would say even more rare. So what's my point here? My point is, if you run him in your Ether Raid's defense team as like a tank and exposed, like, hey, you can attack this hero. Not that they really would want to, because if you put DC on him or whatever, he's really hard to deal with. If you do that, he gets the fight off, he gets the debuffs off, and now you can run like a gun throw or something in the background who's moving 3 range and doing extra damage because of penalties. Suddenly, if you can't kill him and he debuffs your team, everybody's very exposed. So Broadly fan users would also like Dimitri as a partner in a defensive situation. Oh, you are right though. Brunya, I think, would give him trouble. That is if Brunya can double him, because you got to remember Atrocity and Arid Bar, between the debuff and extra stats he gets, well, the debuff doesn't affect Brunya, but the extra stats he gets might make things difficult. If Brunya doesn't double Dimitri, she's obviously not going to kill him. Oh yeah, Young Merrick is underrated. You are right about that. It's just we don't really see him that often. I agree. I've seen Young Merrick, but very few times. And I think he would also stop Dimitri.
Yeah, anybody who can try to sweep Dimitri is the one that you need to be starting to run on your team, especially if it's either arena or possibly building teams to counter Dimitri, as that's probably going to start being a more popular option nowadays.
Yep. I will say that I don't. Okay, so here's the thing. You guys remember when Hector got his refine? We're like, oh yeah, Hector's just gonna be the new Brave Like. He's gonna be everywhere. Suddenly, we don't see that many Hectors. I've seen like 2 Hectors since his refine. We've seen a lot of Brave Edelgards. We've seen a fair amount of Brave Dimitris, but they're not like overwhelming. Like, hey, I'll go every single week seeing these characters. That's not true. I'll probably see them like at least once every other week. This might be one of those cases where I think he gets heavy adoption and you're going to see him in a lot of battles. So yeah, figuring out a counter to him would be really, really important. For me personally, I don't run green mages, so I don't really know what to do. By the way, I think Patrine might do this pretty well, right? Because Patrine's targeting his res. He only has 19 res at base. A hero that targets his res like that would, or Brunya again. Characters like that might be fair counters, but this is going to be interesting.
Yeah. The only thing I recommend is just making sure that the speed stat is much, much higher than Dimitri, and then that's basically a guaranteed 1-rank KO.
Just run Brave Edelgard. Okay. That's true. I think he would struggle against Brave Edelgard. Okay. Well, let's talk about the rest of the banner, unless you guys have anything you want to bring up. I think this is, I mean, every single year, I don't want to really rant about power creep, guys, but every single year after COL, we get our minds blown. I think at this point it's getting a bit ridiculous. I mean, I think it got ridiculous for a while now. Flame was like a really big question mark on my head, because just like, Flame is ridiculously good. By the way, we saw a plus 10 Flame yesterday, guys. You can make Flame very, very powerful, like very offensive.
Oh, I saw that Flame.
You saw that Flame,
that
right?
Was pretty good.
Yep. I'm going to release that Flame in a video sometime soon, guys, but the entire point I'm trying to make is just heroes are getting really ridiculous. I know people can think of like 1 counter or 2 for heroes, but if they literally only have like a handful of weaknesses, you gotta like change up your team just to like beat like 1 hero.
Just thought of the best use for Odd Tempest. Infantry Dancers.
Ooh. You're right. 3 movement dancers are super stupid. Have you guys fought like the new dual Sigurd? So stupid fighting that guy. He does pretty good damage. He moves everywhere and he dances. Ridiculous. Like, those battles get so upsetting sometimes.
5 minutes later.
I'm gonna pull you guys right now. You want Dimitri or Claude as our next skin in this game? It's just said on the side we hit our full skin. Unless I read it wrong.
Hold on, I gotta go vote real quick.
Claude, Dimitri, Claude. Oh, wait, it's so overwhelmingly Claude. Did anyone even say Dimitri? Well,
Claude is
okay.
the boy.
It's. I think chances are it's gonna be Claude. By the way, that's Cloud. Okay. Anyways. Okay, let's continue this. Oh man. Claude would be cool if you got him on the Wyvern. We can definitely get him on the Wyvern. That's for sure. Okay. Wow, I thought you guys would be like, I thought Legend Dimitri launching would like change your votes, guys, but apparently not. I did think it was probably gonna be Claude who was gonna win the next vote, but that was really clear. All right.
I mean,
yeah.
If you're going based on fan base, it should be Dimitri, but in your chat, it's more Claude fan basing.
Really? Oh wow. I thought Golden Deer was more popular than Blue Lot. Should I be saying that? That might trigger a few people. But I did think Golden Deer was more popular. For me, if I could only play 2 of 3 houses, it would be Black Eagles first and then Golden Deer. Oh my god, I'm gonna trigger people. You know what? For 10, I have 0 affiliations. Just the fandom can get so toxic. They're like, you don't like our stuff, we hate you.
Well, you got 3 groups of fan basing going on, so
Yep.
you got to pick a side.
I guess. Alright, but Dimitri's not the only good thing about this banner, guys. The rest of the banner is actually top-notch as well, so... This is a hard recommend. This is easily one of the best legendary banners we've gotten. Easily. Okay. He's also a dual hero, though for allegiance battles, you would like to use him, but he might be a bit too powerful in allegiance battles. Wait, that's good actually, because no, it's not good. In allegiance battles, guys, a lot of times it's like, oh no, I can't get out of the way. I accidentally killed the wrong hero. My points are gone. Reset. Dimitri's definitely gonna be one of those heroes who accidentally kills everybody. I guess he wouldn't view it as an accident though. Anyways, for our heroes, we got Grima. Honestly, I think you've seen enough Grimas. I don't really think I need to explain Grima. Res Smoke fodder if you want it. Ledger Realma, I would think, is not very good anymore, so not recommended again. Kestrel Stands fodder. Pretty good. This is actually the first good hero that they've shown thus far, outside Dimitri. Marth. He has bonus leveler in his sword, very effective against dragons. Dragons cannot double him, and if he initiates on a dragon, he gets to attack without them counterattacking. If a dragon attacks him, they can only hit him 1 time. So very, very good hero. Fire Emblem's really good, as well as a special. Great dragon killer still, though he's starting to struggle because my Marth died to Bludgeoning Corrin last week in Rushed Arena Assault, and I was so sad. He couldn't beat Corrin. Corrin one-shotted him. Anyways, Air is also there. Mystic Boost fodder at the very least. Swiss Barrel, also still a decent Ether Rates hero. Alm is null follow-up, Darting Blow 4, but also one of the best damage dealers in the game. He is guaranteed to do damage because of his bow. His bow does guarantee damage based on his opponent's defense. I believe it's 25%, unless I'm mistaken. Still one of the top archers in the game, so I absolutely could recommend him. Thanks, Alfred GG. Thanks for the follow. I'll thank you guys properly for all the follows and whatnot after this. Threesure, I believe Threesure has Swiss Barrel 3, right? Unless I'm mistaken. I'm gonna look her up. I don't remember anymore. I haven't seen a Threesure in a while. She's also one of the best green mages in the game, period. It's between her and Brave Celica, I think, are the best green mages. I think Brave Celica could reach higher potential, whereas Threesure is easier to deploy and use. Oh, it's Flashing Blade? I don't remember anymore, guys.
She comes with Flashing Blade floor and Panic Smoke.
Okay. Okay, wow, I'm actually just so used to seeing her from... yeah, my bad. I'm so used to seeing her with Swiss Barrel 4 now. Swiss Barrel 3. But yeah, Killing Intent is super good. If you have a penalty on your foe, inflict speed res -5 on said foe, and if unit initiates combat, unit can make a fall attack before foe can counterattack, which is what makes her super annoying to deal with. She hits hard, she does damage, she gets fast specials, and yeah. It also works if your opponent's HP is under 100%, so Threesure could be pretty deadly in an Ether Rates defense team, but of course, she's good Ether Rates offense as well. Chrom is a S tier hero. How highly would you guys rank Chrom in this game? The reason why I rank Chrom so highly is because he's one of the only heroes in this game that can be used in an arena and have a positional skill. And the positional skill makes him super annoying to deal with in Ether Rates offense, defense, anywhere. Oh, wait, in E3's offense, you would be happy because you should be the one using him. Yeah, very, very annoying hero to deal with. Stupidly hard hitting, effective against armors. This guy even kills green armors, and he has a lull attack defense. Very, very ridiculous hero. Great for water seasons, especially because he's there for everything. I just skipped through. I didn't pause for my girl. Chat. I don't want to keep bringing this up, but why does Edelgard feel so lacking in comparison to Dimitri? When she first launched, I was so excited. I was like, oh wow, her skill's pretty simple, but she's an armor hero who doesn't move like an armor hero. She can have 3 turns at once. Like, really, really good against beast heroes, dragon heroes, but now it just feels like... Now it feels like not much of anything in comparison. I think she's good still. Don't get me wrong, she's not bad. She's still amazing. It's just... Dimitri. What the heck? Alright. You can fodder her off for Armor Stride. I would not recommend that. You can fodder her off for Attack Res Solo. I would not recommend that. She's just a really fun hero to use. If I could get another copy of Edelgard, I would. Triple turns gives you a lot of flexibility, potentially, if you run Galeforce. Great hero, though. Does Leon have the best looking attack animation in the game, guys? It's literally that SpongeBob meme.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid one.
Yeah. It's literally that SpongeBob meme. Here comes the giant fist. Really, really good. Fallen Leon, I think, is a hard recommend as well. If you play in Ether Raids and you take it seriously, Leon probably solves 90% of the cav lines for you. He will wipe out 90% of the cav lines. Reinhardt, no problem. Any archers, no problem. Hell, even other green mages he would probably sweep apart. Super hard hitting, effective against colorless heroes. Just overall, a very, very good hero. He even has damage reductions. So, yeah, hard to recommend for Leon. Wait, Strone, you have a... Or, Rekine, you have a max one, right?
Wait, say again?
Leon? You have a max Leon, Fallen Leon?
No, I don't have a Leon.
What the?
No, you were a long time ago. You looked at a different person, and you thought it was me. No, it's not a Leon.
Okay, you want to know the reason why I keep mixing you and him up? Because you both have different names from your Twitch name and your in-game name. So I keep... In my mind, there's only 2 people who do that, and it's the you two, so I keep mixing you guys up. And you both really like the manly characters.
Well, what do I say? Jagen's a pretty cool dude.
He's not a cool dude. You're the only one who likes him.
Man, dude, don't you think, like, Jagen, look, he's, like, such cool, he's, like, the mentor, you know?
No, he looks like he could fall off his horse and die from a heart attack or old age at any time. I would not want him on the battlefield. I don't want to, like, the day before the battle, Jagen has passed away due to old age. Like, how would that feel? No, thank you.
It's like, he threw his back out. He's out for 3 turns.
Yeah, like, no, don't have old men fight for you. Like, Jesus.
Bro, actually, you know the funny thing is, I actually fought against an old man emblem, but they were really low level and really bad. I was doing arena assault.
Okay, well, that probably makes some sense, huh?
They were only level 12.
What the heck? Oh, I'm not even questioning how you found them. Okay. The final 2 heroes, guys, it's Fallen Corn. Fallen Corn's really good. One of the highest stat total heroes in the entire game. As long as he's alone, he has, like, solo skills that gives him up to, what, +7 to all stats, guys? I think it's +7. I don't even remember anymore. Also believe he has null follow-up. Man, it's been a while since seen him. But more importantly, people have been killing him up for attack speed solo 4. So, great hero. Yeah.
Yep.
And the final hero is a mythic, Maribellis. I can absolutely recommend him. If you recommend her. If you take Ether Raid's defense seriously, you would want a Maribellis. In fact, you want 2 Maribellises. Maribellis' tome or weapon drops -3 attack, defense, and res, as long as they have a penalty on them, and it's in 3 columns. So this can actually really help you deal with tanks, enemy tanks, if you have a bunch of Maribellises, preferably running 2. And of course, if they run like a Fjorm or something and they use isolation and lockdown of Maribellis, running 2 allows you to keep a dancer. She's really good, and she's not easy to kill because she comes with Fortress Defense res, which is good fodder, and she's hard to just kill because she has like 44 res and like 40 defense, something like that. very even, very hard to kill.
Yep. I guess we can go ahead and mention the order of ratings. Let's start with you first. From the 4 different colors, where does your top and your bottom rate?
I think it's just, I don't even think it's fair because you have probably the 2 best blue heroes, and then one of the best blue heroes, best. By the way, I just noticed that all blue heroes are males, and all of them top tier male characters, right? Dimitri, Crom, and Corrin. So I think it's blue first easily. And for the fangirls, this is your banner. This is definitely for the fangirls.
Well, for me, it's personally going to be in the exact order. It's going to be blue, then green, then colorless, and then red. Just because red is a really hard sell. Marth is like the big redeeming factor for red, but I'd personally put colorless ahead, just for the simple fact that air is there.
Oh, you still really value air,
good.
huh?
Yeah, like green is really solid because Dressier is a pick as well. And considering Crom is on blue, if you're looking for off-brand picks for all of them, each one has a good color for what you're gonna get. But in that order, you still have Ryoma kind of dragging down red, so it's really hard to sell on red.
Okay. That's the only thing I disagree with you on. I think it's blue, green, red, then colorless. I actually just don't value air at all anymore, and she's probably the best hero outside of on colorless. Like she's the. I think the top heroes for the colors match up pretty well, but the secondaries I feel like red with Legendary Marth edges out slightly.
No, he's good. He's definitely pretty good.
Yeah.
If you're not into running air anymore, definitely brings down colorless's value, which I see from your perspective. I personally say she's a little bit better, specifically for fodder reasons. But she can still be good. She still can be good, but considering that skill is already in the normal pool, it puts them basically 1 point ahead, but that's about it.
But here's the thing, I think you're discounting her in terms of Ether 8's defense. I think Maribellis, double Maribellis is my absolute recommendation on Ether 8's defense. Makes your team so much harder to deal with.
Oh no, I agree. Maribellis is way better value in comparison to air, personally speaking. But yeah.
All right. Anyways, chat once again. Let me know if you guys are gonna poll. We're about to check out the poll. The poll. God damn, we need we're gonna about to check out the PP. No, that's worse. But we're gonna see what you guys have voted for thus far. Are you going to pull on the legendary Dimitri banner? Yes, I'm pulling for anyone on the banner. Yes, I'm pulling for reds. I'm pulling for blues. I'm pulling for greens. I'm pulling for colorless. Shouldn't you put the color first? You know, the brain is lazy, guys. If the brain identifies the first 3 letters or first 3-4 words are the same thing, it fills it out as the same thing, even though it's not. Most people, like, it's bad because we're so used to our current culture where we, like, for example, you're on Twitter and you're just like, there's not many words and you just basically just fill in, like, you read a part of it and you already have the gist of it and that's good enough for you, so, yeah. But Prezi, come on, put the colors first. No, I'm saving my orbs for another banner to come. What's Faye? I've never heard of it. Kappa. Oh yeah, you got it. I grind like 300 runs in only land raid. Oh okay. Oh, okay, great. I'll vote for what's Faye. I have no idea what it is. I heard it was a delicious owl though. Anyways, are you gonna pull on the legendary Dimitri banner? Overwhelmingly, you guys have voted yes. I'm pulling for blues. Makes sense. 62 votes for it. Nearly half the votes. You guys are actually excited about this banner. It's been a while since you guys have been excited for a banner. Usually you guys are like really poor about it.
I mean, unless it's an overwhelmingly positive hero, that's usually the thing. I think the Corrin banner was more divisive about people polling or not.
Right. By the way, guys, I'm kidding. I don't really mean poor about it. Smart. You're really smart about it. I don't spend money on this game either, so there you go. Well, outside.
Just tell them that they're saving their orbs.
Yes, saving your orbs. There's probably nothing. Like, you'll never regret saving your orbs, because there will always be a better hero. Unless the game ends, then... Well, if that happens, technically the hero that comes out before the game ends was probably going to be the best hero ever. Anyways, number 2. No, I'm saving my orbs for another banner to come with 35 votes. 27% makes fair. Yes, I'm pulling for greens. So yeah, I think blues and greens. I think this is a worthwhile banner. At least half of you guys are willing to pull for those two. If you are low on orbs, just snipe for blues and greens. You won't be upset with any of these characters you pick up. I think Fallen Leon's a huge catch, by the way. But then, of course, Legendary Dimitri and Legendary Crom are by far the best heroes, I would say. Alright. But yeah, that is your banner. Let me know what your thoughts are, guys. And thank you, Strone, Rekid, for being here, because suddenly there was nobody here today.
It's a ghost town. Maybe Dimitri got rid of them all.